Hi, I'm Josephine Wright Callender, the author of the Happy Little Garbage Truck picture book and educational program. Now, as I have introduced myself many times as the author of the Happy Little Garbage Truck picture book with my mom, Maddie Wright, um, I developed this into an educational program because after teaching for 27 plus years, and I'm not including the years that I taught or assisted teaching as a student teacher or a future teacher going back. I've always wanted to be a teacher basically since elementary school, fourth grade. I loved school and I loved everything the teachers did, which fed into my love of education and wanting to be a teacher. And along the way, I fell in love with special education in particular because I felt that every child deserves a great education. And then I thought, I'll do my best to reach students with different educational needs because they deserve a wonderful education as well. And it was like a fairness, and actually special ed grew out of Brown versus the Board of Education, which was a civil rights act and about equal education. So it was, it came along at that time, and so I had a strong sense of doing the right thing for others, as well as my being a woman of faith. But I digress. The reason for this particular YouTube is, I've been thinking about this. It's been about a week or so since I last spoken with you about COVID and how it impacted students who were at home during that 2 years, 2.5 years, or seen doing virtual education. But basically, it wasn't that as much. It was the distance from others, and the children need that social engagement. And a lot of children who are at the formative age or years, early education, I think it's defined as ages 4 to 7, um, missed that opportunity. So I started the series about, okay, what were the impacts, the impacting um, results of being on a furlough lockdown. And now this series is what can we do as teachers to mitigate that period of time and make our children stronger in the area of social emotional skills. Well, this actually feeds back into that's why I started talking about my longing to be a great teacher. When I started teaching, I was trying to figure out how do you motivate children. And so, along the line of this discussion, we're going to talk about motivating children but starting off with why should we even teach social emotional skills? And believe it or not, they're both strongly related. And I found this article, and I'm not positive of what year it was written, and I'm still looking for it, so you won't see any references right now in my description box, but I promise you I will find them. And this actually came from some research that I had begun back in 2019, and I just wrote an overall, like a cheat sheet for me to in writing the educational program for the Happy Little Garbage Truck. But the first note that I made to myself, and I said it was from an early education article. See, I didn't think I was going to be citing this on a YouTube. But the first point was across a range of studies, the emotional and social behavioral competence of young children, such as higher levels of higher self-control and lower levels of acting out, predict their academic performance in first grade over and above their cognitive skills and family backgrounds. And I said, what? And so I kind of wrote down who to research to get back to who stated this, but it is one of the studies that I've read, and it was such an evocative statement that social emotional skills aid cognitive functioning and skills as a child goes through school. So that's why social emotional skills are so important. And I think we see that as teachers, but there's actual research being done and has been done on this particular area. So when we get back together, I'm going to delve a little deeper and hopefully I'll find what my reference and research link was to this really profound statement. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and thank you so much for subscribing and please share. And thank you. I have my numbers are small, but I see the interest is great because I'm really excited about this and I truly want to help other educators and parents as well as myself along the way to learn more about how we can help our children. And we're learning this together. So take care, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.